both tutor-led and self-paced formats, offering in-depth insights into curriculum philosophy, assessment strategies, and real classroom challenges with practical solutions. To know more, please visit our course page. The link is shared in the chat box. We are now virtually present in 65 plus countries and proudly celebrating 3 successful years of impactful learning and growth. To our ever growing AJF community, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Your continued support and belief in our vision have helped us reach new heights. We look forward to an even more vibrant future together. For those joining us for the first time, let us introduce who we are. Our General Foundation is an initiative by teachers, of teachers, and for teachers. Our mission is simple yet profound to create the creators. Through the workshops and professional development programs, we empower educators to nurture creativity, not only in their students, but within themselves. I'm Madhvi Sharma, an educator at heart and an associate of the AJF. I truly believe that for educators to evolve, educators must embrace lifelong learning. Your presence today is a testament to that commitment, and we deeply appreciate your dedication. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our session expert, Ms. Zeba Khan. Ms. Khan is currently serving as a visual arts facilitator at BD Somani International School, Mumbai, where she also leads as the head of department and Group 6 coordinator for the IBDP. She is a team leader examiner for IBDP Visual Arts, a role that speaks to her expertise, commitment, and deep understanding of the IB philosophy. With extensive experience in both IB and Cambridge curricula, Ms. Ziba teaches IBTP and IGCSE visual arts, and her journey across India and international schools reflect her unwavering belief in the transformative power of art. Her contribution extends beyond the classroom. She serves as an IBDP examiner, a Cambridge course work moderator, and an IGCSE examiner, showcasing
I
her
still
precision
can't hear. You will have to give me a cue to start speaking.
in assessment and her global perspective on arts education. Ms. Zeba's excellence have been recognized through the prestigious Amazing Teacher Award in the UAE, an accolade that honors her dedication and the lasting impact she has made on her students' life.
मुझे अभी तक उनकी माधवी की आवाज नहीं आ रही है. So you'll have to.
She has led numerous visual art workshops across India and abroad, and continues to mentor educators in both IB and IGCSE communities in Mumbai and Hyderabad. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Zeba Khan to lead us through this enriching session. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
I think ma'am is not getting your voice. Zeba ma'am, are you able to hear me here? Yes, no? Zeba ma'am, are you there?
I hope the participants were able to hear.
Are you able to hear? No? Try to join from mobile. Participant, please.
Yes, the participants. Yes, the participants can hear.
Thank you. Thank you so much for confirming. Yeah, maybe Ms. Zeba, you can try.
With mobile.
Yes.
Connect with mobile.
Ma'am, you can log out and log in again otherwise. Call her.
Teachers, please give some time.
Yeah. Mr. Nirav, if you can call her and tell to.
Yes, I'm calling her.
And you can go on mute, please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm extremely sorry, participants. There is a glitch, so let's just sort it out.
Hello. Okay. So hello everyone. I seem to be having a little problem. Just give me 2 minutes so that I can then start. Okay. 1 second. I will just log in again, I think.
Sorry, teachers, give some time for this technical glitch. She is
I can hear
facing some
you very
issue.
clearly. Now I can hear you clearly.
Deva ma'am, are you able to hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you very clearly.
Thank God.
We can see
Thank
the
God.
joy, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Actually, I'm feeling so great. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely
Okay.
to be with all of you.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am, the stage is all yours now. So you can lead the
Yeah. Could you change the slides? Okay. Firstly, welcome everyone. So this workshop is basically something that I thought of, and when I discussed with Nirav also, we decided that it is something that all teachers need. Because when I started my teaching career, I was given grade 12 and said, okay, take them for IB. And I didn't know how to plan myself, how to, what to do to make students work and finish their tasks in time, what to do so that they would do better. And it was a lot of trial and error method. So from 2008, when I started IB, I have been doing different options and things. And that's how when I learned, okay, this method works well. So I thought we should share, as we are all teaching fraternity. So we should have and learn from each other. So that was the main instinct, or that was the main thing that started this workshop. So the main goal is to provide a very clear overview of the IBDP Visual Arts course. As you know, there's a lot of changes that are taking place this year onwards in 2027, and highlighting the key assessment objectives and their progress, showing their progress and encouraging everyone to plan productively. Okay, in these 2 years, we will learn how we can plan productively so that we can meet our goals and we can enhance the work of the students. Can we change the slide? So now IB has made a lot of changes. And the first thing that they want is to have everyone to create, to connect, and to communicate. Those are the three main goals that they want students to work around. That they should learn to create, they should connect with everyone, and they should be able to communicate what they are feeling, what their intentions are, what their artwork is, and communicate with everyone. Okay, so taking this in mind, we will start seeing how we can then work ahead. But first, what I would like each one to do is, you should be able to tell me that one word, okay, what you feel. So please, in your chat box, in your this thing, how would you define? Okay, so what you think about your art journey. Please, one word or one or two words, how you would define your art journey. If you want, you can speak up also, or you can put it in chat.
Miss, if you want, I can read it out for you.
Yes, please, if you could
Yeah.
read it out.
So we have answers from the chat box like portfolio, miracles,
Okay,
process,
very good. Portfolio, miracles,
dynamic,
exactly what we want our students to achieve, right?
inquiry,
Very good.
creativity, experience, collaborative.
Okay, very, very good. So see, we are all well aware of what we would like our students to do. We are well aware that these are the things that we want from our course, right? So fantastic, lovely answers. And who said inquiry? Which person
Yeah.
was it who said inquiry?
I'll just read out the names.
That was me, Louise.
Louis.
Louise. Yes,
Hi.
this is very much a course which is based on inquiry. So now what IB wants is a lot of inquiry in their work. Okay, so as we go further, I will let you know a little more. Can we change the slide, please? Okay. Now, if you see when we do any work, we build a foundation, right? So we build a foundation and we explore. Okay, so that is what the first thing is given as, that we are building a foundation and we are exploring. Does anyone want to tell me what do you mean exactly by building a foundation, by exploring? Would someone like to give an answer? If you could just unmute, raise your hand so your mic could be unmuted by Madhvi and you could say.
Building a foundation is basically understanding elements and principles of art, and exploring. When you're talking about exploring, it is experimentation with different medias and techniques.
So is it just medias or techniques, or is there more exploration?
Considering media and technique, there is exploration and inquiry into art history and so on.
Very good. Anyone else would like to add something to this? Anyone would like to add? No one?
Exploration about his or her intended artist, about to whom he or she
Yeah,
follow.
it's also about artists. You're right. What else? Very good. You're on the right track. Please don't feel shy. See, I don't want to just keep speaking. I want you also to interact and say what you feel. It's only then that we can have a very successful workshop. Right?
It's also about creative strategies that will be employed.
Right.
Strategies to help refine and to create the artwork. And
right.
Also, how are we going to place our work in a context? Because there's one word, situate, which we have to make it clear to ourselves and to our students. How are we situate?
Right. Very good. So see, this, as you have realized, there are different things in this. So now what I have done is basically I have divided this into 4 weeks for each month. Okay. I will not showing you each week in detail, but what I will be showing you is at least a month in detail of how you can plan your lessons, and then we can finish the entire coursework so that we finish it in time. The students have enough time to explore each and every task, and also that we are able to get the best advantage for our students. So in the first week, we have the foundation week where we focus on building their skills. Okay. When we get students, as you are all aware, all the students are not at the same level. At least this I have experienced, that students, some know about art and some are beginners, some are freshers. So we need to first build on their foundation skills to see how they are, at what level they are, develop their conceptual understanding. And for this, we introduce them to the visual arts syllabus, to the assessment objectives. Okay. So in the first week, we will give them a brief idea of what exactly is required out of them. How to build their concepts, how to we introduce them to visual art, the full syllabus. Now, as you are aware, the syllabus has changed. So now, even though there are 3 tasks as there were before, but it is no longer comparative study and planning and all those things. So there is art project for HL. There is art making inquiries and portfolio for both HL and SL. And there are also, so these take different views, right? So you have the artist project, you have the art making inquiry project, you have the resolved and unresolved work. For SL, you have only resolved work. For SL, you have connections. So these are all things that we need to introduce to the students. Okay. So we will start with first a basic, where we introduce them to what exactly the syllabus is. We will explore visual art in context, means understanding of art related to broader context, means how can art, visual art can be in different ways. Okay, is it connected to artists? Is it connected to say techniques? Is it connected to medium? We will also explore different methods, like what can be done. Can sculpture be done? Can watercolors be done? Can sketches be done? So we will introduce the students to all these things. So the initial first week, we will be guiding them a lot and telling them what exactly they can do. And in visual art, there's a lot of scope to do anything and everything. So we don't want to restrict them. So we have to tell them about everything and then ask them to decide what mediums they are good at, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and explore accordingly. Okay, so what is communication? So communication, what the meaning is conveyed through their artwork. What do they want to say? How is it displayed? All these things will come under the first week, where we will be guiding them. We will also give them an assignment where they will explore any 2D medium of their choice. Now here, generally, I don't put a stop to what they want to explore. Someone can do charcoal, another person can do painting, another person can do sketching with pencil, whatever medium they feel they are, collage, anything, any 2D medium that they would like to explore. The only thing is we start with an observational drawing. So here I, as a teacher, get to know what their skill level is, how good are they, which student has what as their strength, and what they would like to do. Okay. In the first week, I also give them an artist research thing. It could be on any one of the well-known artists, like maybe Frida Kahlo or Van Gogh or anyone, or even some Indian artist like Raza or anyone, or it could be some local artist where they have visited in a art gallery. So they find out the research. Now here we don't ask them to find out what exactly is about the artist, more so on the technique of how the artist actually works. What technique have they used? What medium have they used? What is the concept that the artist is trying to tell everyone? Okay, so that's what they work on. And then the students, I also ask them to connect it to TOK, like art and knowledge, for example. So discuss how art can convey knowledge about culture, about a place. And for this, we can have a discussion with them. So if we have this in the first week, so it gives the students an idea of how they can start planning and working. It also gives us an idea as teachers as to what the students are capable of and where they stand, so that we can plan our lessons further. Okay. Now, in week 2, we start building on their concept and the initial artwork planning. Okay. So when we build on concepts, we ask them to brainstorm. We ask them to make mind maps. We ask them to think of ideas and explore those ideas further. Okay. So this could be anything. Okay, what are you wanting to work on? What do you want to show? It could, they brainstorm like, okay, I want to say, I want to talk about myself. So how are you going to talk about yourself? What are you going to do? What mediums can you use? How can you explore yourself? What is it about yourself that you want to tell audiences? So what do you want to communicate? And we also tell them what is inquiry in art. So far, everyone is with me?
Yes.
Yes? No?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's great. That's great. So when we do this and we ask them what is inquiry in art, we are directing them towards the art making inquiry portfolio. Now, if you remember, we have been doing process portfolio. Well, this is similar to process portfolio, but it is not really exactly process portfolio, because in process portfolio, what we used to do is we used to have many different things. Here we stick to one particular thing and explore it thoroughly. So here they make an inquiry. They talk about they research artists, and they show one particular thing, but in different mediums, in different techniques, in different ways. So we will start this. We are not going to finalize anything, but once they start something, then it gives them an idea of how to move, how to go forward. So we start that. I usually give them a demo on mediums. Now it could be 2D, it could be 3D. I ask them to start with their journal, encourage a lot of experimentation. So in week 2 itself, we are starting with one of the tasks that is required by IB, and we are also starting on how they can explore and they can experiment. Now, some of you may feel that, oh, this is too early. We have not really taught them much. So how are they going to be doing this? But it's not that. The thing is that the faster they learn to work on their things, the better their work will be, the more they can refine it. So in week 2 itself, I start making them do a task of artwork, and then start the inquiry process. The way this helps is because they feel more confident, and I have seen that this always gets the students sevens, because they are more confident about their work and they have enough time to refine, reflect, and improve their work. Okay. They analyze artists, they focus on the use of composition and color. So they are also side by side doing their research work. We again connect it to TOK. Here we can discuss how their personal perspectives are connected with knowledge, ethical considerations in TOK, and all these things. And they start with their first studio piece. Now, their first studio piece is something that could be for HL students that they leave as a resolved piece and develop it, or they can take it as an unresolved piece. But it still gives them an idea of how they can begin. For SL, they will take this as a resolved piece. Okay. Now we go on to week 3. In week 3, we will develop it further. Okay. And when we develop the idea, means supposing someone has started working on, say, environment. So we then give them questions. How will you develop this further? What can you do to show environment in a different way? Maybe can you do a 3D piece? You could do a digital piece. You could do photography. Could you do a sculpture? So we sort of nudge them towards improving on their work and to think of different options. Okay. So the development idea is given. We emphasize on their ideas for the art making process also. Okay? And this helps them because now they are having a broader view of what their work is and how they can expand on it. Okay? Midway through this progress, I always have a peer critique, because what I have seen is that the peers are respected a lot and the peer opinions are respected a lot. And this also gives the students an idea of how to look at their own work critically. Very often what I have seen is that students, when they tell each other, hey, you know, this work doesn't seem to work, they then critically look at their own work. So it's peer critique is very, very important. And IB in this new new syllabus encourages peer assessment a lot. They want students to communicate. They want them to talk. They want them to give opinions, the hows, whys, where, when, all these things. And this is very much possible when a peer assessment takes place. Okay. It also allows you to give constructive feedback, because very often students and artists, as we all are, we are all very touchy about the work. We all feel, oh, this is the best. And I've heard students say this. I don't know about, maybe some of you could tell me in the chat, okay, whether your students are touchy about their work and they feel, oh, miss, I have done this and I want it this way. So I want to do the work. How many of you feel that this is a very familiar situation? Right? So Yes. So even I have faced this. Yes, it is a situation. So when they get peer feedback, that's the time when they really realize, oh yes, someone who is my age, someone who is with me is also giving me feedback, and they're saying no. Like I had one situation where a student just did not agree to explore further. When we had this peer critique session, and everyone said, but your work is looking very monotonous, that inspired the student to make changes in their work. And then that student went on to get a 7. So this is a very much a necessary part of their syllabus, and that's why IB has encouraged this. Okay, so week 4.
Reba, just to interrupt, the process portfolio was more about the process. So now
Yes,
the inquiries portfolio, don't the students have to include process pictures?
they do have to, and they will have process. But the thing is that now they're not going to do 10 different things. Like initially, if you remember, the process portfolio was they could have done, say, one charcoal painting, one something on the different artwork, and they would do a, say, sculpture, and then they would show process of all their artworks. Here they will take one resolved artwork and will work on that one resolved artwork and explore that thoroughly. So what IB wants now is that they still do the process, but they do it in a thorough manner. Get it?
Can you elaborate more? Can you elaborate more on what do you mean by thorough manner?
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, supposing I give, see, I will be having workshops where they can give it more thoroughly. But here, since time is short, I'll tell you. Like supposing someone has taken a camera as a topic, okay, and they say, I would like to work on a camera, I would like to show the different aspects of the camera. Now here it could be a sculpture of a camera that they're showing, so they will show the process of the clay work. It could be a digital version of that which they are showing, so they will show the digital steps. It could be a sketch that they are showing, so it will be that. So the same thing is taken, and then they will make the process of that particular thing. It could be an artist who has worked with image of a camera. So how has that artist done it? They could show different concepts to it. Okay, what is a camera? A camera is to show a view. A camera is something that portrays myself. A camera is something that shows the environment. So different things, but about that particular thing, and they will be exploring it in more detail. Get it?
What I understand is when you're talking about a camera, it means the line of inquiry stays the same.
Yes.
However,
The line
however,
of
yes. However, there is a lot of exploration of material and medium. Simultaneously, there is inquiry into art history, where the artists have worked with the camera. That's what I understand. Is that the right understanding?
Yeah, it is to a certain extent, yes. There is more inquiry, but there is also different artists. It is not one artist that is taken. At
That
least
I
two.
understand.
Yeah.
That I understand. Which means if the artwork is made on 5 different concepts, or maybe the line of inquiry is the same. However, the student is making 5 different artworks, considering 5 different artists, 5 different processes, everything is based on one single line of inquiry.
It's based on one single inquiry, but it also changes. See, you will, the line of inquiry also slightly changes, but it is a basic one thing that you are exploring to the full content. It could be that from that, it could be that from that it varies. Like I start with my camera and then I go on to maybe the lens part of it.
Which means what I understand is there is a conceptual twist which the student needs to bring into it, and eventually when we see all the 5 works as well as the art making line of what do you say, the portfolio, it should show the coherence of the work.
Right.
Okay.
So it should, see, it will be different for each child. It will be different for each student. So we cannot, and that is what IB wants. They don't want very fixed notions. Like how we used to have, okay, they've shown one charcoal painting, they've shown one clay work, they've shown one digital work, they've shown one this. They don't want that. They want the students to evolve. They want them to learn. They want them to communicate. They want them to talk about the thing and how it's changing and how it's, so it'll be different for each student. Maybe some student may change slightly. Maybe some student may stay stagnant on that particular topic. Maybe some student may take 2 artists. Maybe another student may take 3 artists. Maybe someone may take mediums. So it will change. Okay.
Miss, I'm sorry to interrupt. There is a question in the chat box. I'll just read it out quickly.
Yeah, please.
So there is a question from Mr. Dipankar. He's asking here, they don't have to follow the art making chart like previous. Is it correct?
What does he mean by art making chart like previous?
I think in previously students used to make some charts like that.
No. I think
forms,
there
the
is a process
columns.
portfolio table, right? 2D, medium,
Art
3D,
forms.
medium, screen, 2D, medium.
No, that has changed. The process portfolio, the forms of the table, those have changed. They have given a lot more liberty, a lot more this thing. So it could be anything. So now you don't have to follow, okay, oh, you have to do 3D, you have to do this, you have to take one from each form. It is, you have given the liberty to choose and work as per that. They've to go with the moving times. They have given a lot more freedom and they have given a lot more scope for you to work with different things. So
And
that
how
form
many
thing,
mediums of exploration can be included?
there is no set number. There is no set number for anything.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, if you go and see, now we're taking this too much into detail. This should all, I mean, we are talking about the 2-year planning. So let's go back. I think we are going.
Yeah, true. I just saw it because I quickly thought we should not miss it out. So quickly, I thought I'll just ask you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in the 4th week, we now go on to art making inquiries and we do research skills. Because if you see, the connection study needs research, the art making needs research, the art making inquiry portfolio needs research. So everywhere the students do need research. So we go on to that. We first we learn to how to inquire, delve deeper into the process of inquiry. We again have peer critique when we are talking. Then we have introduction to the connection study. This is solely for connection studies, solely for the SL students. Now, if you remember when we used to do comparative study, the students would connect it to artists and then they would talk about how the artist has influenced them. Connection study is similar to that, where the student actually talks about how the artist has influenced and impacted their work. And then the HL students have the artist project. Okay. Here, they provide an overview of the research-based tasks and they do their research skills for art. That is introduction of the primary topics, the secondary research methods, and everything. So this 4th week, we go on to that. Again, I am stressing on TOK connections again and again because what I have seen over the years is that students, when they take TOK connections, when they make TOK connections, their work definitely is more in-depth and they get 7s. And our main, what we want to do is definitely we want them to do well. Here in this 4th week, we go on to teaching them how to refine their work, how to reflect on what they have done. How can they improve it? Can they improve it through mediums? Can they improve it through concept? Can they improve it and refine it through techniques? So we go into one of the works that they have done and we show them how to refine it. Okay. Now I can't keep going on about each week like that. So what I have done is, in the next slide, I will show you the whole this thing, but again, I'm stressing that lines of inquiry are central to the new curriculum. So this curriculum encourages the students to develop and persuade these lines of inquiry. So we have to guide them through their art making process and portfolio. And it would be nice when we are doing these lines of inquiry to have a lot of formative assessments on that, because that's where they will understand, yes, are they going in the right direction or are they not? They take specific art making forms and they research on that. So here we will guide them as experts so that they are on the right track. Now, if you see this in grade 11, I have put it as, now I'm no longer talking about weeks, we are talking about months. So in August, we start with the introduction. As I had told you earlier, we show the development of personal license of inquiry and the art making, foundational skills and experimentations. That is how to create. Okay, so we are emphasizing, if you remember, I spoke about create, connect, and communicate. So here we are emphasizing on create. Okay, then in September, we go on to resolved and unresolved work so that they actually start their artworks. Now, IB has made it just 5 artworks for SL. And in the case of HL also, it is 5 artworks plus 3 unresolved works. So the quantity of work is very less. So if we start with our artworks at that time, we will be doing a lot more tasks in a faster manner. Okay. And if we want to then improve on our work, refine our work, it gives us a lot more space. It also gives us a lot more space to build the context, build the of the work, to build on the concept of the work. Okay, and art making, experimentation, and skill development is also there. So here now in the second month, we learn to connect and we learn to create. So not only are we connecting, but we are creating and connecting both. In October, the students will communicate and reflect on their work. So they start talking about what they want to do, what they have done, reflect on that, and then start to refine their work. So they are actually communicating. They are also responding to the inquiry. So they are creating to the inquiry. Like, okay, I want to do a camera. How am I going to create it? What am I going to do? They will form their inquiry question or inquiry statement. Okay. And then lastly, they will develop the structure. So there will be inquiry, research, and experimentation. So here again, they are creating and they are connecting because they are researching, they are experimenting. So they are connecting, they are creating, and they are communicating. So if you see throughout the program, there is a lot of stress on connection. There is a lot of stress on creating. There is a lot of stress on communication. So if we keep these 3 terms in mind, we will realize that our work is going smoothly. Okay. In November, in the first year, we will go deeper into the contextual research. Okay. What do I mean by deeper into the contextual research? Means we will start seeing different angles. Okay, this, how can it be connected? Is there any historical significance? Is there any cultural significance? Is there any thing more? Okay. So we will then start going deeper into it. We will again make our intention more definitive. Okay, this is what I want to do. I had thought I will do the camera, but now I feel that is too broad a thing. Maybe I want to show how a camera was in the olden days. So I'm making it, I'm changing it. So your development is there, which is your create. And then you will curate the evidence. So you are communicating and you are showing your conceptual development. By November, they get quite a good idea of what they really want to do. And in December, the initial work, what they have done for resolved works, they start to go through it and see if they want to refine it and or they want to use it as a resolved work for HL, or if they want to not use it. Okay, they will review their AIP, that is their art making inquiry making portfolio. So whatever they've done by then, by December they get a fair enough idea to review on their work, and then in the end they set their goals. Okay, now I have done this much in this particular term, so now by December this is what I need to do and this is what I have done. So that gives them an idea of where they stand. It also gives you an idea of where they stand. So this setting of goals and this discussion is very, very necessary by December, because this is what lets us become aware and lets them become aware that what is the position that they are in, how much more planning do they need to do, or how much more work they need to do, what they have done, is it good, do they need to refine it, do they not need to refine it. So by December, I do take 1 or 2 sessions on everyone, and this is done very individually, because each one will be at a different stage, each one will have done something different, so you cannot look at it as a class. But if you, it does take a little time to sit through with them and plan, but this creates better grades, and this also gives you and them an idea of that, to meet deadlines, to help organize, because at times students are not able to complete. That's when here, once we set the goals, we organize. Okay, you're lagging behind so much, so maybe this is where you can do, or this is what you can do. So it helps you create that for them. Okay. Now, December, very often all the schools have their Christmas break or winter break or whatever. So this also gives them an idea that if they need to research on something, if they need to go and meet artists, if they need to go to a gallery, if they need to, whatever they need to do, they have that time for doing the extra work. I usually do not encourage them to do their work by themselves unless they have done 80% of their work and they're just doing the finishing. But I prefer that they work in class in front of me. So this holiday is taken as for research, for planning, for investigation, for cultural inputs, whatever they can do. They do a lot of that. Their journal making. They do all these things in their December holidays. Now in January, the SL students start with their connection, where they, as you remember, I told you that connection study has already started. So they now go on to study it in a little more detail. So the introduction of cultural connection study, what are they doing, why are they doing, and same way the artists project is done by the HL students. So they have been with us in August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. These 5 months give them enough time for them to start finalizing on their connection and artist portfolios. It also helps them to continue making their art making project. Okay, and whatever they have done of their resolved and unresolved work. So in January, not one thing.
The slides have to be changed now.
Yeah. Could you please change the slide?
Yes, miss, it's done.
Thank you. So if you can go on to the slide January. Yeah, no, January. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this in the they are still in the first year, and by January they get an enough idea of how to go about it. By February, we continue the process. We continue with their progress in the same way that we have done in January. Here again, we are talking about the connections, the artist project, a little bit of their resolved, unresolved works.
I think the slides need to go back to year 1. We're on January year 2.
January year 1. Yeah, thank you. So these 2 months, we focus on January and February. Okay, we focus on doing all the 3 different tasks, because if we are going to sit with one task, number one, they will not be able to finish their work on time. Number 2, they will get bored. So we have to, like maybe 1 week we work on, say, connection. The other week we work on, say, the portfolio. That's 3rd week we work on a resolved or unresolved piece. So that way we take weeks, and we will then work. Now, I don't give the students any fixed week to work on their, as long as each one is working on different things. Some may take 2 weeks because their project is, a lot more detailed. Someone may just take 1 week over it. So it depends on the students. I give them enough time to work on their project as per what they are doing. Okay. Now, if you could go on to the next slide, March. Okay. So in March, the connection study refinement is done. So here now, if you see, now we are not talking about their work. We are talking about how we can refine it, how we can make it better. Whatever they have done, how we can improve on it. So we start with their improvement. Even the resolved, unresolved work, we start with their improvement and how developing the work can contribute to their resolved works as well as the artist portfolio. Okay. In April, we do only resolved and unresolved works. Now, this is a time where if they are doing resolved and unresolved works, then they can finish their resolved and unresolved works totally. Okay. So it gives us ample time to make them do their resolve. Now, the resolved and unresolved works could be photography, it could be painting, it could be sculpture, it could be digital work, it could be any and everything that is visual. So they have not restricted the students to any form table here. They have not restricted them to any medium. They have not restricted them to anything. As long as they are, it's all cohesive, it's coherent. They don't mind whichever medium they are taking, as long as the work is coherent. Okay. In May, the end of grade 11 comes. Here, we will again review what the students have done. We will look at their portfolio and the consolidation of it. We will look at review all their work right from the beginning, identify their strengths, their growth areas, their weaknesses, and accordingly make changes. They will curate their work, at least not fully, but whatever they have done, they will talk about it, how they will present it. So they will talk about the presentation. They will refine all the work that they had done, and sort of summarize everything that they have done. So individual planning for the second year and setting of goals is what they do now, so that they can utilize their summer vacation again properly for the next academic year. So if they need to, say, visit a place, visit an artist, do something of that sort, or improve on something, they have the summer break to do that. Like, for example, I had a student who was working on something and on a artwork where he was doing metal work. Now, he wanted to meet some artists who had done metal work, and he utilized his summer break to go meet those artists, to talk to them, to get their work samples connected to his work. So he could utilize the vacation very fruitfully, so that he could then take advantage of it. So this is the way. So sorry, there's a question. So by
Yes,
the end
miss. Should I read it?
yeah, please do.
Yeah. The question is, so by the end of the year one, you would aim to have both HL and SL to have created a minimum of 5 artworks.
Yeah. Now, the reason I say this is because it then gives you time to work on the other 2 components and to improve on some work if need be. Okay. Doing 5 work is not difficult through a full year, but then it also gives you the time to improve on your work and to do anything else in the second year. Okay. Now we go on to the next That is your second year. Here, they go beyond the comfort zone. So here, then, as I spoke about it earlier, that their refinement starts, their assessment preparation starts, they learn to synthesize their works, they revisit their personal line of inquiry, they check out whether, yes, what I have been doing is focused enough or not. Should I make my line of inquiry better? So here they start on maturing, they start on improving, they start on refining. And this is what gives them the good grades. Because if we are going to be only working, okay, we need this assignment completed, then our students cannot do their best. They cannot improve. So this is the second year when we start in August with doing all the refinement process for all their portfolios, for their process portfolio, for their art making, for their resolved and unresolved work. We start with this thing. Again, this I would say is a individual thing. Some may need more changes, some may not need, some may have done a lot of work, some may have not done a lot of work. So you have to be a little flexible. Like I remember one of my students had made a very, very big painting. She had, so she took 2 months just to make that one painting. Whereas another student made 3-4 small paintings and finished 3-4 works in that much time. So it's a very individual thing, but we need to sort of keep ourselves focused that, okay, till grade 11, this is what the students are doing. Grade 12, this is what they're going to do. Yes, there will be exceptions in that. Okay. So August for grade 12, we will do that. Then September, the artist project, the major production phase will be done. Okay. Because remember, in IB, they have one component which is earlier, which we submit earlier, right? So it is better to work on the artist project and connections project and finish it as soon as possible, so that that work is not lagging behind. So the artist projection and the project and the connecting connections thing for SL, it is better to finish those works. So we look at peer feedback, we look at artist research, and we go on to try and complete this particular component or task. Okay. In October, the artist project refinement is still taken further into consideration, that whatever we've done, do they need any refinement? Do they need anything? Here you will give them feedback, a thorough constructive feedback to what they have done, because in IB we are allowed to give 2 feedbacks, okay, for the full thing. So by now they should have finished so much that we give them an proper feedback and then finalize on what they've done. If in year 1 they've not completed something, whatever it is, they can complete it in this time. Okay. The students will continue to work and document their work, and they will go on to do resolved and unresolved work in the rest of the month. That is the rest of October. Okay. November, the students will start preparing for their submission.
Sorry, ma'am. Can you just focus on more about artist project?
Sorry, what did you say?
Just can you have shown in September HL for artist project. Can you just more focus on
the artist project? Artist project is that, remember I said one particular thing and they will work on it, explore it more. That. Okay, it's
okay. They have
like,
to sorry.
Like SL has communication. See, like an SL has connections, the HL has artist project. Okay. So similarly,
the artist project is a standalone project. It says it should have nothing with the
no, it is not.
ID's portfolio.
I said they have connections, like similarly to how they have connections in SL, HL has artist project. It's a standalone project. Okay. See, if I go into so much detail about this, then we will not finish the thing. Let's finish it off and then I can answer whatever questions. Okay? Because this is just an overview. Yeah.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. Just can you tell me the mode of documentation of this artist project? They can write or they can do some videos and they can upload it.
Okay. Whether it is the artist project, whether it is the portfolio, inquiry portfolio, whether it is a connections, everything is uploaded digitally. Okay. You may put in some particular things from your journal if you've made some inquiry or something, or you've made something and you would like to upload it, you can upload that, but these will all be done digitally. It will be like a PPT presentation sort of thing. Okay, where you ultimately make everything and you make a PDF file and then you upload it.
No hard copy required.
No.
No hard copy.
No hard copy. The hard copy is your journal work, what you're doing, but that is also scanned and used. So you are not supposed to do any hard copy for anything for that matter. It is still the same way as it is before. See, even till last year, we never had any hard copies.
No, I'm new, that's why I'm asking.
There is no hard copy. And the resolved and unresolved work also now, first we used to have an exhibition. Now we don't have to have an exhibition. Yes, we can celebrate their work. We can put it up. But ultimately, the exhibition is not going to be like we're not going to take photographs of the exhibition. Whatever is done, they will give us a format in which we will put that, okay, these are resolved works. Why have you done it? These are unresolved works. Why have you not taken it? So you have to have a thinking process. You need to communicate why you are doing a certain thing. Get it?
Right.
Yeah. So nothing is hard copy. In fact, now they've done away with the exhibition for the simple reason that many schools were not able to have an exhibition. They used to have problems having an exhibition. So now they're not considering the exhibition. Yes, they are not saying don't have one, because ultimately after the 2 years, the artist or the student wants to celebrate their work. They want that people to come, people should watch, see their work. If it is an interactive piece, they should be able to interact. So they want all that. So we can still continue with our exhibition. But now that photographs of exhibition and all that, nothing is needed. Okay. So we will just have a format which they will give us. Okay, these are resolved works. Why we are putting those as resolved works? We will still write the curatorial rationale. We will, but everything now in this new curriculum has word count. So it's not that students will write pages and pages and pages of what they want to do. They need to write less, but they need to write effective work. They want effective work, not tons and tons of written matter. So, but see, if I go into this will become a very long thing. We will not finish on time.
Yeah, that's what I was also about to say, Miss, because it's already 8 o'clock. So let's try to finish, and then we'll have a short Q&A session where participants can ask their questions.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Then
Thank you.
by May, sorry, where was I? Could you tell me? 1 second. See, I lost track. November. Okay, in November, December, we continue with everything. We unpack the criteria. Now, in the month of November, we actually sit with students, taking the criteria in hand, see their work, let them go through the rubrics, and this helps them decide whether their work is up to the mark or not. So this, the thing where I told you, very often students tell me, Miss, I like this work, so I want it like this. This is where they learn that, yes, my liking is not enough. It should fit in the criteria for IB. So this actually helps them with their work. So in November, they look through the criteria. We have been looking at the criteria in the beginning, but then that beginning is right in the beginning of the year. So now they actually look at their work and they go through the criteria. For this, I have their peer assessment again, because they learn that, yes, this is the criteria that's needed, and am I fitting the criteria? In December, the external submission window for artist project, for connections, should be completed. The refinement of the ongoing work should be completed. And in January, by January, I aim that they should finish all their work. So that here in January, they start finalization. That is, they start making the PPTs or the PDFs, and they start putting all their work properly. They start writing their curatorial rationals. They do all this in January. February, they complete their refining and external components. And by March 15th, usually one component is submitted. So by then, their submissions should be completed. So if you could change the slide, please.
Yes, miss, just a moment.
To December. Yeah. So January, February, they should aim to complete everything. Now, I know it is a little early and we can go on after till April, but the reason I do this early is because the last minute improvement of their work, which is required, helps them a lot to improve their grade, say from a 5 to a 6, from a 6 to a 7. And if we have done everything, then they can calmly, that stress is no more there, and they calmly think about how they can improve on their work. So I often try and aim that by March, we finish everything, so that till April, when we have the other 2 components to be given, they can then work on it, improve on it, and submit it. Okay. So now, if you all had any questions, if you can change the slide, then I could answer your questions. See, if you want to go into great detail about all the components, that we will have to have another session. But this is because this session was mainly so that you learn how to plan. So if I am going to be answering all the other components and everything in detail, it's going way off topic, right? Yes. But we can have another session where we can talk about each component in detail. Maybe I could show you some examples, give you some more detailed this thing. Because once you see examples and things, only then will you get a clear idea. Just talking about it you will end up becoming more confused about it.
Yeah, so even the participants can reach out to AJF, we can plan another session for the details they want to look into.
Absolutely.
And yes.
So you can let AJF know, and then we can plan sessions accordingly where you will get more detail on each and every component.
So I think we have our first participant. I think Isra has raised her hand.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I joined the session very late and I did not see the breakdown for DP1. Could you please show it to me again? The slide.
Could you repeat, Isra?
I'm sorry, I joined late. I did not see the breakdown for DP1, the slides. Could you please show it to me quickly?
Isra, the recording will be shared with you. So if you're okay, you can go through the entire recording.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Another question for the exhibition. There is 3 non-selected work. Okay. Are the 3 of them will be graded or just any 3 artworks?
See, it will, no, the non-selected, that what you're saying, that is the unresolved works. There will be 3 for HL. For SL, there's no such work. But yes, the marks will be given on the reasoning of the students. Okay, why are they not taking that work? What has made them choose these particular works as resolved? So their thinking process, the communication process, that will be the concepts that will be taken into account. Okay, that is why I'm saying, you see, there's a whole lot more to this than just, there are no, even this planning, what I have given you, the planning I have given you is something that is a brief way of how I do it. You may want to do it differently. But this is just to guide, just a way of saying, yes, if we do it this way, what I have seen is by doing it this way, my students have got 7s. The weaker ones have also moved up to a 6. So that is why I'm saying it this way. What I see is that they do better.
Thank
Zeba,
you.
sorry, I cannot raise my hand. I don't get to see that icon. My question was that according to your plan, by December, the student finishes only one work because we have
No.
started.
Ms. Babita, right?
Yes.
Babita, by December, the student doesn't finish. If you're talking about year 1 or year 2?
Year 1,
Year
December.
1. No, they don't finish just one work, because when I say that they are doing the work, when we introduce them to one work and they start with it, then as soon as they finish that one work, they can start with the next work. So they don't stop there. See,
So
because
by the end of the first year, they should have 5 resolved pieces.
yes, because maybe one is a photography piece where they hardly need a week to do. Maybe one is a sculpture where maybe they need a month to do. Maybe one is, see, that's why I'm saying this is very individual. It is each student working as per their liking, their dislike, their strengths, their weaknesses. But once I have introduced a particular topic, when I say, that means the students, once they finish that, they start with the next one. They don't stop, oh, now we've done work and let's leave it, and okay, now we don't do the next one. So they continue with that component. Okay. And as I said, the form table is no longer there. So it could be a digital work, it could be Procreate, it could be photography, it could be sculpture, it could be acrylic painting, it could be oil painting, it could be any and everything.
But
okay,
for the query portfolio, range of media is still required in the assessment criteria.
Range of media is required, because if they don't explore the different medias, how will they learn about it? But there's no fixed media. It's not saying, oh, you have to do this. They can do 2 photography pieces. They can do 2 sculptures. So there's now there are no hard and fixed rules.
So Zeba, the path that the child takes is totally individualistic. He may do only conceptual. Okay. And he can only explore.
Because remember, in the process, they have to do all the different mediums. So they are still doing all the different mediums. Right?
So can the student just focus on one thing? Either he is focusing on concepts or he is focusing on the media and materials. Can he focus on just one thing?
No, it has to be overall.
Balance.
If you want better marks, it has to be overall. See, nowhere has IB said, oh, they can only do concepts. Oh, they can only do mediums. That is the whole thing. They have to learn to create. How will they create? They have to learn to communicate. How will they communicate about something if they're not following everything? They have to learn to connect. How will they connect different things if they're only doing one particular thing? So it is more wholesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Your session was amazing. Basically, it was about the planning. In fact, everything is very well mentioned in the guide, right from page number 55 to the last page. If we follow that page, these pages, page number, because I have read the entire guide, in the early stage of the guide, it is like excess of information, and sometimes it misleads and you get confused. So what I have seen is like page number 55, it makes clear for everyone also. Page number 55 to the last page, most of the information is like 90% of guide is over there. And today's session, your session has made a major impact on us, because it was really helpful, because it was basically about the planning.
Yeah, this was basic. That's what I said. Yeah, I can go into details about all the components, but going into details about components is not what we gathered here for. This I wanted because I have seen, even I myself, initially when I started teaching IB, I used to struggle with trying to make students meet deadlines, with students trying to finish their work. And if they did finish their work at the last minute, I could never get them to do a better work because we didn't have the time. So that's why I have had this thing.
So basically, it's like it's a humble request on behalf of every single person member who's joined this session. If you could share this PPT with us.
Yes, absolutely. The AJF
that will be very kind.
Yeah, we will be sharing the recording, but if Ms. Zeba says and shares, definitely we'll add it in the email when we send it.
When I saw one message in between requests for PPT, so I thought we'll ask Ms. Zeba and we'll confirm, and with the recording, along with the recording, we'll share PPT.
Yes.
Now we got approval, so we will
Sure. And also, I have a request to all the participants. Can we please switch on a camera because we want to capture this memory?
please,
So if you could
Okay,
if you
switch on
don't
the
mind
cameras.
for a second.
Yes,
I have
miss.
one point.
Yes, miss.
Whatever I have mentioned in the PPT is not a hard and fast rule. Again, I'm mentioning it is each one what they would like to do, but this is a way of making things easier for everyone. Thank you. And I would like to thank AJF for giving me this opportunity to connect with all of you.
Ms. Zeba and Nirav sir, thank you for this lovely and helpful session. It's really helpful. And whatever you shared now, we can plan our weekly or monthly classes according to our interest and students' interest. So baseline is really good, very helpful, very clear. And thank you very much, sir, Nirav sir, and Ms. Zeba.
Thank you so much, sir. Basically, where we have received this new guide, and we all have this question like, how to begin, how to start. We saw the objective, we attend in all the other workshop also, but the question is how to start and how we can plan according to months. So I connected with Zeba ma'am, and big thanks to Zeba ma'am. She agreed and she, share her knowledge. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. You were the one who initiated it. So thank you very much. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Nirav sir.
Thank you so much. It was a great session.
Nirav sir, you said you contact Ms. Zeba and then you decide about this workshop session webinar.
Yes.
It means she's replying to your messages, but she's not replying to our messages.
It's not like that. It's not that I connected to call, I wrote a mail. She is very
So you
busy.
become a part of AJF, then we all will connect with you.
And we are planning further workshop, on group 6 for individual component. So it's in the future, like, we are approaching with the different workshop also. And what we have launched course today, what you can see link in the chat box, the entire course Zeba ma'am had, designed with the philosophy of IB2 assessment, everything in detail. It is like 15, almost 20 to 15 hours course, and all different component, real classroom solution, what I can say. And I gone through her course, I saw everything, and this is something beautiful what she has created. So the link is in chat box.
Yeah, I have shared all the links where you can connect with AJF through different platforms.
Post, so you can go through once.
Ms. Zeba, one more question if we could take quickly.
Yeah, sure.
How is CAT 1 and 2 is important for a facilitator to teach DP students, if you could explain?
See, CAT 1 is a very initial stage. So,
this meeting is being recorded.
Let's see. And in our AJF Foundation courses, what we do is teach a little more in detail. So it's entirely up to each individual what they would like to do. But in a 3-day IB workshop, not so much detail is taken into account. So it's up to the individual. I wouldn't like to comment on anything further. Yeah.
Sure. So if let's move to the closure because it's already 8:15, and I would like to thank you, Ms. Zeba. Ms. Zeba, it was a truly insightful and enriching session. We can see that everyone was extremely happy with it. And thank you for offering a deep and thoughtful exploration of the new IBDP Visual Arts Guide and course outline. I'm certain our participants are leaving with a much clearer understanding of the new curriculum structure, long-term planning, and the alignment of content across the 2-year program. Thank you for your generous guidance and expertise. A heartfelt thank to all of our wonderful participants from the AJF Foundation community. Your enthusiasm, curiosity, and commitment to learning makes these gatherings truly meaningful. We look forward to continue this journey of professional growth and artistic exploration with you through many more empowering experiences ahead. Please check the chat box, connect with